A state-of-the-art buoy towed ashore in Oregon, and the broken blades of underwater turbines in New York. Evidence of how the ocean power industry is spending millions, despite repeated setbacks, in hopes of becoming commercially viable. The ocean power industry still lags far behind the solar and wind power industries, but the colossal potential of the ocean continues to attract roughly 100 small companies around the world. Verdant Power, an industry leader based here in New York, deployed its latest generation of turbines in September in the East River between Manhattan and Queens. The project is one of the most advanced of its kind and is attracting international attention.
What's happening today here is groundbreaking, and there's a number of groundbreaking turbines in the water that are beginning to generate electricity, and we're learning a lot from them.
The turbines work like underwater windmills. As the tidal current races past them, they spin and generate electricity. Because water is 850 times denser than air, it is an incredible potential source of power. Tides are also more predictable than wind. When the turbines rotate fast enough, about 43 times a minute, they can help power this nearby grocery store and the parking garage above it. At slack tide, the building remains on the grid.
This system here we sort of refer to as our flight at Kitty Hawk, our biplane, if you will. And whereas we've got jets already on the drawing board, I mean, we know where we're going with this technology and how it can be applied.
But taking the technology off the drawing board, wading through the permitting process and into the water to stand up against nature's elements, is a tough and expensive proposition. Verdant, funded by private investors and New York State and City, has spent roughly $15 million so far.
This has never been done before, and the regulators are so conditioned to thinking of dams. So it took a while to do the right kind of studies, build the right kind of relationships, answering all the questions that came up. So that's been the biggest obstacle in terms of slowing us down. And when you slow down, that always costs money.
Industry experts estimate that if technologies that generate electricity from ocean waves and river currents mature, they could provide 10% of the United States' energy needs. Last September, Finnevera Renewables deployed a $2 million test buoy off Newport, Oregon. The buoy generates electricity when it bobs up and down. It transfers the electricity to shore on an undersea cable. A month after it was deployed, Finnevera's buoy started taking on water and sank 110 feet to the ocean floor. Since then, the company won a contract with Pacific Gas and Electric Company. In 2012, they hope to install a wave park of 8 buoys off the California coast.
The wave parks that we envision are going to be further offshore, a couple, 3 miles offshore. We have a pretty low profile, so they're not going to be easy to see from shore if they can be seen at all.
As the ocean power industry develops, it also faces opposition from fishermen and environmentalists.
I am all for alternate forms of energy, whatever we can do, but if the whole coast is flooded with wave energy facilities, then where are the fishermen going to be able to fish? Are there going to be navigational hazards? Will the buoys be lit? There are just a whole list of things that the fishermen have questions about. And at this point, there are not that many answers.
Fishermen have also expressed concerns about Verdant Power in the East River. And like Finnevera, Verdant has also faced daunting setbacks. In December 2006 and again in 2007, the company installed earlier versions of their turbines.
Great, thanks a lot. Let me know if anything interesting happens, all right?
Both times, the fierce East River current destroyed the blades and rotors, forcing the company to explore a stronger but more expensive design.
If you look past the danger sign, can you just look on the riprap, you can see the broken blades down there. And those are made out of fiberglass, and that's why they broke. They're just too weak for this water current. The new rotors are made out of aluminum magnesium and have been tested at the National Renewable Energy Lab for several months. In fact, we tested our new rotors to 200% beyond where they were supposed to break, and they still didn't break.
Verdant Power expects the turbines to become commercially viable in 7 to 12 years. The company estimates they will be able to generate power for 7 to 18 cents per kilowatt hour. The national average retail price of electricity is 11 cents per kilowatt hour. But this could change in the future as the prices of coal, natural gas, and fossil fuels fluctuate.
Meanwhile, the lion's share of production costs for fossil fuel plants is a source of fuel, cost of fuel. So as ours is high coming down, theirs is coming up, and we're going to cross. And when you cross, that's when we're in business.
Verdon hopes their 2 turbines will grow into a field of 30, ultimately providing enough power for an estimated 500 homes.
The commercial viability is a few years off, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it within 4 or 5 years in small sites. In terms of mass market, we're probably a generation away, but I might be wrong, and the more the work like this is done, the faster it'll come.